All right, guys. So now we're going to go ahead and go into our advanced getting started training. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go ahead and kick this off. So what I'm going to talk to you about now is our brand partner timeline. So everybody that's on here, you already know how to love on your customers and you know what to do there. And with that, that is going to grow your organization. That is where, obviously our goal here, maybe it's not for you, but I'll tell you it's for me, is to grow a legacy. My goal here is to create income that's not just today, but it reoccurs each and every month. Moving boxes is real linear. I'm going to make $50 on that box. I'm going to dance in my kitchen because I'm excited about it, but then it's done, right? What I want is to move those boxes, fill my pipeline so that I have people that are now joining me in the business, because that's what moves this into the long-term money, into the residual money that comes in regardless of if I'm sitting at my desk posting pictures or not, right? And so we do that through our brand partners. So we already talked about how we move somebody from a customer to a brand partner in the converting process, but this is more of what we're going to do to love on our brand partners to set them up for success. So this might be new to some of you and you're saying, well, I haven't done some of this. Well, we're going to show you how today, but really with the mindset of when somebody joins me, they're trusting me. And I'm going to walk them through these steps so that they maximize their success. So first of all, when somebody gets started, I need to make sure they know how to use boards, that they have it installed on their phone, they know how to share the content, that they know the easiest way to do it for their type of phone, and that they're very comfortable. I'm going to help them make that first post where they take a little selfie and they talk about what their goals are, that this is, that was hard for me to say, that this is their year to get healthier. And they kind of intro that they are telling their network that they're about to do something new. I'm going to help them with that. I'm going to help them schedule their entire first week of posts if I can. Why? Well, because then they're going to sell boxes before they ever have that pain point again of having to go post another picture. Because I don't know about you guys, but the first time I posted a picture from boards about the drops, I was a nervous wreck. This is what feeds my family. I'm 100% committed, but I was still scared. I'd never done anything like that. And think about the brand new person, the first time they've ever tried to share on social media about a product, that can be really nerve-wracking. So if I can make that first week with them, I've made their life so much easier. I've taken away that pain point because they're going to move boxes before they ever have to think about it again. So that's the first thing. I'm going to invite them to Partner Conation. I'm going to make sure that they're on Telegram, and I'm going to invite them to the IPA Zoom that's every Monday through Friday. Starts at 9:15. It runs till about 10 so that they can learn the tips and tricks to be successful as quickly as possible. So that's step one. Okay. Now, as soon as they start moving boxes, and I would say try to catch them when there's about 4 boxes sold or, right around there, I'm going to train them on conversion, on how I love on my customers each and every week. So I'm going to tell them what we do on week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. I'm going to walk them through the slide deck presentation that's on boards. And I might even role play with them so that they feel comfortable and they know what to expect. So I'm going to text it to them, right? I might have them text it to me so they're familiar with that process. And then we're going to walk through it together so that they understand and they know exactly what's there so that they feel comfortable. Because they can role play with me. It gets a little bit nerve-wracking again if they're doing that with a prospect for the first time. So we're going to do that together and make sure that they understand the whole flow that they're going to use with their customers. Now, when they get to Golden Ultimate, we're going to dance in the kitchen again, right? Because that's a first milestone in this business. Our goal is to do that within your first 4 Fridays. How do you get there? You add 1,500 PV personal volume through yourself and through customers, and that is going to get you to Golden Ultimate. Why does it matter? It maximizes their pay. Ultimate allows you to make 30% every time a customer or brand partner joins you in their first 4 weeks. And it also allows you to get gold, which pays you match pay in depth. And that is probably I don't know. I like all aspects of our pay. Like I like all my whole check, but the match pay is the fun one because that is your direct reward for helping your team go make a paycheck. What it looks like is, let's say I enroll you and you go make $100. Well, the company is going to pay me 15% of that on top of your check. So they're not going to take away your check. They're going to add a 15% paycheck to me. And there's no limit. So you make $1, I'm going to earn 15%. You make $1 million, I'm going to make 15%, everything in between. And then we get paid in depth on that as well. So Golden Ultimate is super important. And we want to make sure that we get everybody there. Now, once they're there, I want to make sure they have a subscription so that they're getting their product every single cycle and that they have, everything that they need in order to get paid. I'm going to enroll them, make sure they're enrolled in direct deposit and that they filled out the form. Why? Because I want them to get their paycheck, right? That's exciting. And then I'm going to walk them through how we're going to leverage future volume so that when they sell that fourth 10-pack, right? When we're all doing it, we're posting twice a day, we're moving boxes, we're going to keep selling them. So we're going to need to order another 10-pack, another 4-pack. I'm going to show them how to leverage that into their organization to earn the maximum pay on it. And then once they start a team, I'm going to show them how to check their back office so they know what's going on, how to look at their volume report and see, what's going on with the team, how to figure out, who's on their striking distance to see who's winning and needs, to get to the next level, who's ordering bulk packs to make sure that they're trained properly and that we're getting drop talks on the calendar. So that's kind of the timeline that I follow with my brand partners that I would recommend that you do as well. So first of all is direct deposit. And this, realize it's banking. So if you haven't set this up yet, it's going to take you under 3 minutes, but there's some key things that you've got to make sure that you do. So you're going to go to partner.co. I always go via, the internet. I don't go through the app just because I want to hit the back button. And in the app, if you hit back, it's going to take you back to the app. So I'm going to go to partner.co. I prefer to do this on a computer because I'm middle-aged and I cannot see on my phone. So if you've got better eyes, use your phone, that's just fine. But I'm going to go to my computer. I'm going to log in the upper left-hand corner. There's 3 little lines. I'm going to click on them. I'm going to go down to My Money and then Partner Co-Pay. Okay. That's going to open up a direct deposit form. I'm going to hit this plus sign. I'm going to fill in my information and it's going to ask me how much of my check do I want? Well, how much of your check do you want? I want all of mine. So I need to make sure that this says 100%. I'm going to fill in my information. You'll hit submit. Then at the bottom of that same screen, it's going to ask you again, how much of your check are you going to get? Make sure this says 100% as well. And then we're going to click save. Okay. So it's kind of 3 parts in there. So just be patient, walk through all of the 3 little steps so that you get your entire paycheck. That's a big deal. I don't want anybody keeping any of my money. I don't know about you guys. Now, the next thing is our subscription. Again, when I log into partner.co, if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, I'm going to see my qualification cycle and it's going to have a big circle that's a color. Okay. Now, if you see red sentences instead of a circle that's a color, then that means you are out of your qualification cycle. That means that 4 weeks have passed since you got started. And so I would pick immediately to get you back into the cycle of being able to get paid. Now, let's just pretend that you earned a paycheck last week and you're like, oh, I didn't get paid on it because I wasn't qualified. That's going to be a call or an email to Partner Co support. The number, the email address can be found on boards, but you can say, hey, I missed my commission because I didn't have my subscription set up properly. Can you help me? And guess what? They're going to help you. They want to make sure that we maximize our pay. They don't want anybody to lose out on anything. So they definitely will help us. Now with that, I'm going to add, try not to call on a Monday, because if you can wait until Tuesday or Wednesday, if it's not critical or urgent, you're going to wait a lot less time. Mondays are crazy. Everybody's trying to clean up the weekend and all of that. So just know Tuesday through Thursday are going to be your best bets to call customer support. Rest of the time, I would email. They'll get back to you within 24 hours, okay? But back to your subscription, you're going to see a big color circle. And when you go in, you're going to pick your product, whatever it is that you want. I recommend pick a superfood and nutrition, right? So it's kind of the combo that I use. So I do, a lot of times I'll do Limu and Renew. Renew is kind of my staple. So I'll do Renew and some kind of superfood. Noni, Moa, I don't care. Pick your vitamins, pick something. But I'm going to say, crazy enough, I'm not going to choose the drops for my subscription. Why? Because I'm buying them in bulk. So if I can pay $88 for a box of drops, why would I pay $123 in my subscription for it? So I personally subscribe to the other products that I already like and love, or different things I want to try. And then I order my drops in bulk so I can save money. So I'm really cheap. So you'll just know that about me. Okay. So I'm going to pick the products that I want. And then I am going to go look at the calendar and I'm going to pick my date. Now, again, I can't see the color of the circle. I just can't until I click on it. But just know that when you do click on it, it's going to fill it in and I can see, okay, this is purple, this is green, this is blue. It's kind of easy on this screen, but if I'm on my phone, I can't see it. So you, again, might have better eyes than me, but just if you click on the circle, it's going to fill it in and you'll be able to see the color a little bit better. And we just want to make sure it matches. So this one was red, this one's red, we're good to go. Now it's going to look like it's charging you right that minute, right? It's not. It's going to charge you on this date. So here we're going back in time. But if this was a date in the future, that's when you have to be on the lookout for that charge. It's not going to charge today. Even when you go through the checkout process, it's going to charge on the date that it says. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want to help our hive thrive. We want to make sure that we're bringing our people into the fold and they're getting all of the tools that they need in order to be successful. And I'm going to say one thing is this little, let's start here in the boards. And what this is it's just an invitation for them to get boards, to get Telegram, to get Partner Code Nation, all of that, but it's in one spot so that you're not having to send them 6 different links to help them get it installed on their phone. Okay. So it's kind of a cheat sheet for you. And it's going to explain why they want each of these things in there. And then at the end, they're going to have the opportunity to fill in their information. And that's going to come to me. And what I do is I text them. Typically, I do this on Monday. Sometimes I get a little bit behind, but I try to reach out on Monday mornings and just congratulate them for walking through that. And then I invite them to this training so that they're going to get the next level training after you've done boards with them. So that's what this is for right here. So highly recommend that you send that to everybody that you get started so that we can bring them into the fold, have them be part of the community, and you don't have to install each and every little thing on their phone. Next is we want to look at the volume. And the number one question that I get from people once they start building is they're like, well, where do I put my next person? How do I know where to place my next person? It's asking me and I don't know. So I'm going to tell you guys, especially as you're getting started, this is how I would look. So again, partner.co, 3 little lines in the upper left-hand corner. We're going to go down to My Money and we're going to open it up volume. Okay, so My Money, volume, and it's going to show a report that looks something like this, right? Now you might see 5 lines there. Congratulations, that means you hit gold, that means you hit ultimate, and you're able to grow in 5 pieces of business. You might see 2, you might see 3. Most people are going to grow 2 lines. That's what we recommend to get things moving. And then they're going to add a 3rd line later when it's warranted. But what I'm going to look at here, first thing, this might be pink. I'm calling it red. Okay, so I'm going to say you've got a red line and you've got a green line. When you're looking to place someone, do not, red means stop, do not place them in the red line. We're going to place them in the white or green line. Green means go, red means stop. Do not place here. Now, what do I do with these people? I love on them. I do drop talks. I support their business across the board. I don't treat them any different, but I'm going to place in this line. Okay, so the next person that I'm going to enroll is going to go in my line 1.1. And I'll go look at my tree. I'm going to find the bottom of my tree and I'm going to place it in there. Okay, and so that's how we know where to place people. Now, the next thing that we can see in our volume report is kind of what's going on with my business. So I can click on, let me scroll back up. These are links. I can click on them and it's going to pull up a report and it's going to show me what's happening. I recommend that you do this on Fridays because this report is going to show you all of the orders that took place Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you can see an entire week if you're looking at it on Friday. Now, you might get excited about it and you can look at it every day, right? It doesn't hurt, but just at least look at it on Friday, click on those numbers and see what's going on. And the main thing that I'm doing in here is I want to see who my mover and shakers are. And then I want to see if there's anybody that perhaps is off track in some way, right? We're all a volunteer army. I can't tell anybody what to do, but I can lovingly try to push people in the right direction, right? And I can find out if they're a bonus or if they're a worker bee. A worker bee is somebody that's following the system. They're posting twice a day. They're supporting their team in that way. And then we have bonuses. These are people that are like, I'm going to grow the way I want to grow, and we're going to love on those just the same. But a way I can tell is kind of looking right here. Now, what do I look at? I'm going to look at these numbers over here, and I'm looking for multiples of 208 and multiples of 500. Why? 208 is a 4-pack. 500 is a 10-pack. So I know if they're consistently ordering boxes and that's what I'm seeing in here, then I know that this team is running the system of growth. But I'm going to look if there's some wonky numbers because I know that I might need to correct maybe a distraction or whatever, right? So a great example of that, and you guys can tell how old I am by my rock stars, but we've got Aretha over here and her volume is 576. And if I can click on that, and you can, if I click on details, it told me that she actually bought 11 boxes of drops. That's great, except I'm cheap. And she spent like $33 extra on one of those boxes, maybe even $43 extra on one of those boxes. And so I'm going to call her and say, congratulations on moving all those boxes. But just realize that next time, maybe we hold that one order for a couple days till we gather a couple more so we can order at least a 4-pack, right? We want it because then the cost is going to drop. So I'm just going to lovingly see what's going on and then try to course correct as needed because I don't want anybody spending extra money, right? We want to make sure that they're saving as best they can. Next thing is I'm going to look at the striking distance. Okay. So our striking distance is how we can see what's going on in the organization, who's growing, who's doing the different things in their business. So I pull this up and I do this every Wednesday. Why? Because this runs on our 4-week cycle. So Gold and Ultimate, we've got 4 weeks to do that, our first 4 Fridays. And so I want to see what's happening and I want to have time to work with them. So what does that look like? Well, I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to sort by current week and I'm going to look at all the 3s. Now, if you've never been in here before, start with 4 because you only have 2 days to get them to Gold and Ultimate. And then you can work back to 3, right? But what I do is I jot down everybody. So I'm going to write down Madonna. She's Ultimate. So I'm going to put her in the Ultimate column. Then I'm going to look at Tina and she's currently Elite. She needs 192 to get to Ultimate. And then Whitney, she needs 424. Olivia's Ultimate, Stevie's Ultimate, Dolly's, she needs 500. And I'm writing down their name and the volume that they need in order to get to Ultimate. Now, why am I doing that? 1, I'm a selfish little turtle. And if I go help all of those people get that volume, whose business is it going to go in? Mine, right? That's going to grow my business. But then I'm also a nice little selfish turtle. And who is going to ultimately benefit from it? Them, because this sets up their pay structure for the life of their business. So I want everybody to Gold and Ultimate in their first 4 Fridays because that's going to maximize their pay. So I'm going to call that a win-win. When they do it, they win. When they do it, I win. So it's good for all of us. Okay. Now, another thing that I'm going to jot down from here, and I didn't talk about it, but we're going to scroll back up a little bit. I want you to look at these email addresses in that volume report. And you'll notice that Whitney's matches and Aretha's matches, but Kate doesn't. I'm going to write down this name because if that doesn't match, that means that this person is leveraging volume under somebody else, okay? Which means they're already gold and ultimate and they're still growing. And so I want to make sure that this person's getting loved on, because that's the second step, the next step that I'm going to do. I've got all those lists. So I've got the list of people that are ordering under somebody else. I've got a list of everybody that's reached ultimate, and I've got a list of everybody that isn't ultimate yet. And I'm going to get on the phone. So the ultimates, I'm going to congratulate them. Congratulations. So excited for you. Great work. Tell me a little bit about your business. Where are you moving these drops? How many of you moved? Like, I'm just going to chit chat with them. And if they're like, oh my gosh, they're all my hometown, it's everybody that I go to church with, then I'm going to say, well, what's your schedule like next week? We should really gather them together. Let's do a drop talk, right? Because they're selling them right there. We can connect and we can help convert those people in their business. Now, if they say that everybody is far and wide, well, I'm going to say, hey, you want to do a Facebook drop talk, right? Like, we can do it online. We can do some different things to help support those customers and help them grow their business. Now, anybody that is not ultimate yet, I'm going to tell them why it matters. Why do they want to be gold? Why do they want to be ultimate? What does it mean for their business? And then I'm going to offer my support. Maybe I can do a Facebook Live with them and we can stir up some curiosity. Maybe I can do a drop talk with them so we can get some people in the room that maybe will buy a box of drops so they need to order more, right? Whatever I can do to support them. Maybe they're going to say, oh my gosh, I'm only 200 away. I need more boxes. I might as well order it today instead of waiting until next week, right? So we're going to just help them get to ultimate. And then anybody that is leveraging volume, so they're ordering boxes under somebody else, I'm going to call them as well. And again, I'm going to have that conversation of, tell me a little bit about what's going on in your business. Congratulations, you're rocking and rolling. And again, I'm going to see if I can get a drop talk some way in their hometown, either digitally, virtual or in person. Now, what does a drop talk look like? I'm going to talk about in person. Virtual is easy peasy. It's going to follow a similar flow. We're just going to make it shorter, right? But our goal, and I'm going to talk mom speak to you real quick, is I want everything in one babysitter hour, okay? I want you to be able to hand your kids to the babysitter, drive to my house, chit chat with me, see the presentation, chit chat, drive home, all in 60 minutes. Why? Because everybody's busy and I can't have them come over and I take 4 hours, because they might love it and I might have shared great information and they might be like, oh my gosh, I need this in my life, but I can't spend this much time on it, right? So we're going to make it short and sweet. We might leave them wanting for more, but that's good because we want them to be able to duplicate. That's the whole point of the drop talk. And so you're going to come over to my house. I'm going to have something small for you, maybe a little bottle of water, maybe even a bowl of nuts, a veggie tray, but nothing fancy. Again, because if I'm not Susie Homemaker and I go to your house and you have this spread, I'm going to say, oh, this is great. I'm going to eat all the munchies, but I can't do that. I'm like, oh, I don't have time for that. I don't have the energy for that, right? Like, it's great. Like I always tell people, make the approved brownies. Could you please make the approved brownies? Why do I say that? Because I want to eat them, not because I think it's the best idea, right? For their event. So do have approved food, but just a tiny little bit if you're going to have food. Otherwise, skip it and have little, cups out, something like that. So then get a drink, right? They're not there for a meal. They're going to come in. We're going to mingle. Think of a Super Bowl party. We're going to chit chat. We're going to, hey, so thank you so much. So glad you're here. How are the kids? Blah, blah, blah. Then I'm going to invite them into the living room or wherever I'm going to show it. I'm going to pull up the slide deck on my TV, preferably, because it's a bigger screen. But if I can't, I'm going to do it on an iPad, a laptop. I don't care. Doesn't really matter. But I'm going to pull up the slide deck that is on boards and I'm going to walk them through it. Easy peasy. Here are some of the signs of hormone imbalance. The company that brings the drops to market is Partner Co. Cool thing about it is that we have over 100 different products and every single product goes through the same approval process. Here are the drops. That's the product we're here to talk about. Here's the approved food list. It's just real good, real food, right? Here's a bunch of people that are benefiting and you can see how different they are. You've got a couple of different ways that you can get started with me. You could continue to be a customer for me. Thank you so much. That feeds my family. Or you could save a little bit more money, or you could save and earn. I don't care how you partner with me. I just want your partnership. Which way works best for you? Thank you for being here. and then we're going to mingle, right? We're going to mingle. We're going to have some conversations. We're going to see that, does that work for you? Which way would you like to get started? You want another box? Do you want to go make $1 million? Anywhere in between? All right, let's roll, right? And we're just going to have conversations, and then the people that aren't interested are going to leave right away, and they're home before their babysitter hour is done. The people that want to stay and chit chat, they might stay all night, but that's on them. The event is done, so they can say, well, I could do that again. That was quick and easy, right? So that's a drop talk. You can call it whatever you want. Customer appreciation event, hormones and health, drop talk. I don't care. Call it what you want, but just get people together either in person or virtually so they can learn kind of the next level about our products and our business. So that's really it there. I'm going to stop my screen. I'm going to stop the recording.